We're hearing from content creators in the LGBTQ plus space, and Love, Victor is a prime example of it all. It stars Michael Cimino and George Sear, and the series executive producer Brian Tanen is with us. Hey, Michael, let's talk a little bit about the one difference between Love, Victor and Love, Simon, which is that it's a series. You have more time to dig even deeper into why it's so hard for many people to come out. Victor's family is religious. Victor worries about upsetting or disappointing them. Why do you think it's so important to play a character struggling against these family dynamics?
Well, I think that, with this show, we tackle a whole different set of issues. Like Victor comes from a different social class, different ethnicity. He's also on a path of self-discovery rather than knowing who he already is. So with that being said, I think kind of showing a similar story through a different lens really opens the audience's mind to another perspective.
George, Victor's secret ends up entangling all of the show's characters throughout the series, and we empathize with Victor as he tries to conform to what he thinks people expect from him while he's trying to fit into a new place. What role do you think peer pressure plays in all of this?
I think a huge part. I think subconsciously it does, probably more than anything. Like people have all their conditioning, and I think ultimately you just have to be true to yourself.
Brian, so many of us are feeling raw and sensitive, and people are talking about microaggressions and small slights. I know that gay folks feel this way, and throughout the series, from well-meaning characters, this is portrayed. It's clear they weigh on Victor and make coming out even that much harder. What conversations do you hope these spark about microaggressions?
As an LGBT person, your whole life you experience just societal expectations, this idea that the norm is going to be ending up with someone of the opposite sex. And you get these messages ever since you're a little kid, is this your little girlfriend? Things like that. And so you develop these ideas about what is normal, what is expected. And then when you discover about yourself that that's not who you are, you internally have to grapple with all your own fears and frustrations. So I hope that the show delivers this message of inclusion and awareness of these issues.
A lot of the idea of inclusion when it comes to media especially is that representation matters. What does having a diverse cast like this represent to you?
I just think it's so important. Many stories, especially LGBT stories, the few of them that we have are often centered around a white narrative. So being able to increase racial inclusion and other forms of diversity in our storytelling is so important. I get emotional reading the tweets in response to the show about, I'd never seen myself on screen before, an LGBT brown teenager, a kid whose family is religious and they can't talk about these topics. And the more specific we get, I actually feel like it becomes more universal. Everyone has these specific interactions with their families that makes it really hit home for them.
I want to play another scene from Love, Victor, when Benji gives Victor a coffee-making lesson when he's applying to be a barista. Let's take a look.
So, Victor, you had any experience making coffee?
I have experience drinking coffee.
Well, it's not rocket science. Once you can pull a shot of espresso, you can basically make any drink. Here, watch. First, you take the portafilter and fill it with grounds. And then pack it real tight. See how tight that is? Mm-hmm. And while that brews, we steam the milk. Now, you try it. Here. There you go. Very natural.
I am so sorry.
It's fine.
You know what? This is a bad idea. I'm sorry to waste your time.
Okay, you three captured puppy love so well. I burst out laughing when I was watching it. Brian, let's go back to the scene for a moment. You clearly, there's a universality to love, to puppy love, to crushes. You were able to capture that so authentically in that moment.
Yes, you know, how many times have you seen a teenage boy lusting after a girl in a film or a TV show, and you go into his head? And I just loved the idea that we could flip this and tell this same moment through a gay lens. And who hasn't had a crush on a hunky barista?
It is absolutely what humanity shares in common, is that moment of crush. Thank you guys so much for being here and to share your insights with us. We'll be watching Love, Victor, now streaming on Hulu. Thanks, guys, so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.